Man roster has been announced for the Gold Cup this summer, and where do I begin? Well, I know exactly where to begin. You begin right at the top, but before we get into all those details, a reminder to like and subscribe to Soccer OG. Like, if you haven't subscribed, we're looking for 5,000 subscribers as we're heading towards the World Cup cycle, beginning with this summer. 1 year away. Let's get into it. Do what you got to do. All right, so 26-man roster, and it begins with Christian Pulisic, and I'm going to read this quote. You've probably seen it ad nauseum on social media with regards to Christian Pulisic. Christian and his team approached the federation and the coaching staff about the possibility of stepping back this summer, given the amount of matches he has played in the past 2 years at both club and international level with very little break. That was from Matt Crocker. After thoughtful discussions and careful consideration, we made the collective decision that this is the right moment for him to get the rest he needs. The objective is to ensure he's fully prepared to perform at the highest level next season. And on the surface, you read that and you're like, okay. But there's a lot of stuff underlying it. Now there's some reports that the chronic hip injury, he gets injections or what have you, it is really bothering him. I don't deny that either. And if he was on the injury report, we wouldn't blink an eye at it and say, okay, Christian Pulisic's unavailable for the Gold Cup. But he has proceeded to play with Milan. He has not had the work schedule that his contemporaries have had. For the last 5-6 weeks, it has been one game a week. They did have the Coppa Italia, but no Champions League, no Europe. Meanwhile, you know, the players of PSG and Real Madrid and Barcelona and Inter Milan, you know, who are all got international duties, they're going to make their call-ups. And let's start by looking at the Gold Cup, because some people go, well, you know what, we're playing Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti. We don't need Christian Pulisic. We probably don't. But this is our championship. Doesn't matter who we're playing. This is our regional championship. This is who we are. This is the tournament we have to win more than the Nations League. This is the tournament we have to win. No one's taking it off. Mexico's coming fully loaded. Canada's coming fully loaded. We're going to be behind both those teams. Panama's going to be coming fully loaded. Everyone is. The Saudis. This is our regional tournament, so we can't minimize what the Gold Cup is. This is our championship. Our qualifying takes us to Honduras or whatever it is. This is who we are. We don't play with Europe. We don't play with South America. That's it. The Gold Cup is important for its weight of what it means to be the best in your region before you can be the best anywhere else. So we get that out of the way. The roster is announced, and there are players involved with the Club World Cup. There is Gio Reyna, kind of in limbo, but Dortmund there. I don't think he's going to play, maybe. And then Weston McKennie and Tim Weah for Juventus. What if Milan was in the Club World Cup? Guess what he would be doing? I guarantee you. Jude Bellingham is, he needs to have surgery. I forgot what the surgery is on, so I do apologize. He's doing it after the Club World Cup. And players are playing in pain and all of this. So while I understand the injury concern, timing-wise, we don't have opportunities in a competitive. This is the Gold Cup carries a significant weight over friendlies against Switzerland and Japan and South Korea. They do. Despite the opponent, the games matter, the region matters, the history matters. And if it was the Copa America or the European Championships, which is where you got to put the Gold Cup, it's the equivalent of that competition for us. Jude Bellingham would be playing hurt. Lionel Messi would be at the Copa America. Vinicius would be there. Christian Pulisic skipping this tournament, and I understand the pain. I just wish maybe the report said he's injured. But you can't say that and keep playing for Milan, which he did during this all. He could have been on the roster and seen how it's gone. I just think he has to be here. And the fact that he is not here with the U.S. program going like this is, and he is the leader, he is our captain, is horrible optics. And my enthusiasm continues to diminish. So, Christian Pulisic should be here. I don't care. This is the gig. And we have also talked about this here, about our American players dealing with this new phenomenon of being heavily loaded, heavily fixture loaded in Europe and trying to balance that with the national team. We are failing miserably with that. With this golden generation, for lack of a better word, they have failed miserably in managing both. Not completely their fault. This is undiscovered country, right? I think that's a Shakespeare quote. I may have butchered it. But we've got to learn to adapt. And and each time we turn around, another situation like this showing that we're still not ready. Where the rest of the world, they are running through the wall to play for their country. Our top guys are so locked in with their club, I don't know what they're saying, that the country, the U.S. men's national team, takes second fiddle. I guarantee they're supposed to be at the very least on level terms. But what separates our sport is representing your national team. And if you're not into it, well, then don't come back. And I'm not saying that about Christian Pulisic. And I know people are going to say, all right, let's let him rest. And go. We are on the clock. We have got to have this Gold Cup and the next few months as a dress rehearsal for the World Cup because we don't have any other opportunities for it. This is it. We blew the Nations League. We blew the Copa America. This is it. Time is running out, and Christian Pulisic's not here for that. This is the big story with regards to that. And I'm just being totally explicit. This bothers me. And I'm not taking it out on Christian Pulisic, but the fact that our players don't know how to balance it. And we have to look elsewhere. 16 players on this roster play in MLS. I work for MLS. I love MLS. You know I wave their flag. 16 is like 12 is 10 too many in our best. We have cultivated the European experience, and if you think that this is by accident, I got I got some beachfront property in Buffalo to sell you. I don't know how that one. I'm screwing up these expressions, but I don't care. I'm emotional. The fact that Josh Sargent isn't here, he's out. He got to look at the Nations League. They're moving on with Patrick Agyemang and Brian White and other players that you may not see. Pochettino's moving on. And these 16 MLS players are there because he has plans for them. Otherwise, he could go that European route. There's dozens of players that could be easily called in, and they're not. Mauricio Pochettino's trying to find a team that can succeed in the Gold Cup and eventually succeed in the World Cup, and that appears to have a heavy MLS flavor, or at least maybe these players get sold to a European club, like Diego Luna, which we're hearing probably this summer, like Jack McGlynn, who probably should be on his way too. And then they become European players, and suddenly the people are like, oh, there's this aura. And again, I've told you to loosen that line because we have so many players that play in MLS that could easily be playing in Europe and succeeding in Europe. But we still get caught up with that. But I am telling you, 16's 10 too many. And now Mauricio Pochettino has to move forward with this group. So what happens? Diego Luna, step up. I think Diego Luna, and then it's not apples to apples, but he was moved ahead of Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna's not here, and if he's not here, he's not going to suddenly appear like this. Pochettino's going to look at the guys who play in the Gold Cup, and if they succeed, which I hope they do, and they're capable of doing it, making a final, who knows what. This isn't Murderer's Row at the Gold Cup. He's going to lean into them. And this is a month with these guys, if not more, spending time. Mauricio Pochettino's looking forward to that to say, okay, here we are. I'm picking my World Cup roster now. Weston McKennie and Tim Weah are going to come back and be part of it. I don't know about Gio Reyna. Christian Pulisic's going to come back, but does he get the captain's armband? I don't really want to give it to him. I want to see someone step up here, and somebody will. I hope. But we look at this roster, it's an intriguing matchup, but they're going to have to lean into guys that don't have a lot of experience. Like Diego Luna. Like Patrick Agyemang. Like Jack McGlynn, Matt Freese. It's crazy. So what is it going to look like? I don't know. I think the U.S. wins their group. Maybe that Saudi game gets a little bit tight. Flo Balogun is there. That's good news. And hopefully he can take that mantle. We need to clear away the question marks. And there's too many of them. And Christian Pulisic just added a big fat one in the middle of it all. Gio Reyna's a question mark. Josh Sargent's not a question mark. He's out. Johnny Cardoso there. Tyler Adams. What do they look like? I mean, they haven't carved out a lot of time with Pochettino. Our center back situation? I don't know what to tell you. It's Chris Richards had a great European season, but he has to solidify that and show that he is our number one. No questions asked. Mark McKenzie, I hope he settles in at number 2. But we have a lot of things to fall into place. Balogun, Richards, Tyler Adams, Johnny Cardoso, all of these guys, a goalkeeper. And then we fit the pieces, which will look very much like an MLS team. But make no mistake, this is not a day to celebrate. Our leader, who we put pressure, and I hope he's feeling better. But again, you can't tell me about this chronic hip condition and then trot out and play every game for Milan. Many games which, they lost touch to qualify for the Champions League. Match day 35, 36 for Milan. No, or 34. Well, I don't know what they do. I did it wrong, man. I'm going to leave it there. Soccer OG, like and subscribe. We'll keep the momentum. I know, I am hoping, and I feel some of these guys are going to step up. And I believe in Mauricio Pochettino's eye. But I also believe that he is looking for his guys, and he's going to find them at the Gold Cup. See you soon.